Why Battlefield 6 is not worth your money. Oh baby, this is going to be interesting, guys. Shout out to everybody that checked out my last Battlefield video. Or heck, should I say Delta Force video? I don't know what you guys want to call it at home, but it went down in that video. There were a lot of conflicting comments out there. Okay, you guys were indecisive. You had some folks leaning with Battlefield 6 heavy, right? And I can't even lie to you, I laid into Delta Force in that last video. I mean, oh my god, there was some shit that had to be exposed about Delta Force. It just is what it is. But then you had the other side of the spectrum where some people were rooting for Delta Force, and rightfully so, especially if you're coming from the console player perspective. I get it. You have a free-to-play shooter that delivers a Battlefield-esque experience and you want to partake in it. I get it. But I must draw the line when some things are said and just don't click to me, that just don't fucking make sense. Battlefield 6 is not worth your cash, not worth your money? Yes, this was said in my comment section, and within this video here, we're gonna break it all down. But before we do, if you like Battlefield 6 period, like this video. And if you care to stay up to date with anything Battlefield 6 related, consider subscribing today. So without further ado, let's hop into the comments that you guys left on that last video and let's discuss. Now, this is the one here that had me like, wait, what? Okay, this is the comment. All right. Now, mind you guys, I must preface this. This gentleman is sticking up for Delta Force after I done went off, right? And I was just saying the craziest things about Delta Force that came from an honest place that I was personally feeling. And I'm not going to take it back. But this is what my man had to say in reference to what I was saying. And it reads as follows. Yeah, but effectively the same game. So why spend $70 to $80 on a game that's going to have the same level of monetization as the free game with nothing innovative or different, just for slightly better graphics and everyone gets the jump slide? Battlefield has always been, I guess he's trying to say low-key, trying to be COD. And quote. Now, I gotta ask y'all, were y'all feeling what my man was saying here? Is Battlefield 6 not worth the spend in comparison to what Delta Force is offering for free? I think my man right here is off that crack, bruh. Battlefield 6 in its beta state is already mopping the floor with Delta Force, okay? And there's nothing wrong with you wanting to play Delta Force. Again, I get it. It's a free-to-play title. The barrier to entry is zilch. I get it. I understand. People are going to be attracted to that. Some people may not have the ends for Battlefield. I get it. However, let's not be delusional about what is being said here. Was Delta Force getting heavy press about the numbers that it is bringing in upon its title in the West? However, I have been seeing Battlefield 6 shatter records within its franchise history and be the talk of the town without a mention of Delta Force as competition. Factually, okay? The only murmurs we had coming out of the Delta Force camp is, hey, we have controller support for August the 19th. And also, guess what, console players? You're invited. That's all we've been seeing, baby. That is the sad reality of Delta Force right now. So that's why, my friend, we spend $70 to $80 for an experience that we know is going to have content to offer outside of skins. That's why I personally put my money where my mouth is and back Battlefield. End of story. Shout out to Jaguar here. He says, I'm 40 and I only play one shooter at a time like my single player games. Battlefield is taking the cake for me. It bumped Arc Raiders to the maybe list. Now, I can't even hate on my man. I can't even hate on my man. If you financially had to make a choice and you do play your games one game at a time, yeah, that would be a tough choice. Arc Raiders on one end and then you got Battlefield 6 on the other. Where do you go? That is a hard choice to make and I don't blame you. But I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I gotta double up and get both of them because Arc Raiders is pure heat and Battlefield 6 is bringing on the fun factor. I gotta go with both. Fresh states here. Shout out to Fresh for subbing to your boy. I see you, man, with the badge. I appreciate it. I can't wait for Delta Force on console. Delta Force over Battlefield 6. Oh baby, Fresh. I'ma respect you because you didn't say nothing that was crazy violation because you have the right to have your opinion. But my guy, what are we thinking, sorta? You see how I'm talking? What are we thinking, sorta? Listen, man, do your thing, but when you truly want to ball out with the franchise that started it all, you know where to come. Battlefield would be waiting. Shout out to Straight Gamer. He says, a game that can't drop with controller support doesn't need to be a game. That's basics of the basics. Gamer, I like the way you thinking, brother. I feel the same way. Controller support for Delta Force wasn't truly that hard to implement. That's a first that I ever heard for a shooter, period. Honest to God, I don't know if you guys ever heard of that. Controller support being hard to implement, period, in any game. It usually goes like this. You either want controller support or you don't want it, right? It never been an issue for any shooter, to my knowledge, to whereas controller support was a technical issue to get implemented. Just funny shit. Shout out to my main man, Redbeard the Mortis. He states here, as soon as I seen the player numbers at 1056, it hit me like a ton of bricks. These guys are artificially inflating their numbers to keep their shareholders and investors financially locked into the product. Honestly, to give them a false sense of confidence that the people still care about the game. These guys know as soon as Battlefield 6 launches, Delta Force is going to be tossed aside and the only people still playing are going to be in mainland China or can't afford to buy Battlefield 6 at launch. Other than that, these guys know what they're doing is deceptive, and it's the exact reason why they have been careful when it comes to how they talk about their player base. My man is preaching and no lie is detected. The Delta Force experience for the most part has been full of deception and delays. And to add insult to injury, they have no problem hustling these skins and trying to entice you to buy them all day long. And to be honest with you guys, I have no problem with skins. However, when I see that's the one thing you're pushing and content gets skimped out on, it starts looking bad. And I'm gonna keep it real, Delta Force isn't the only company that does this, right? Even Rainbow Six Siege to some extent does the same thing Delta Force does. Not to this degree that Delta Force does it, but kind of the same premise in a way. But I get it. I know the industry that we are in, and it's very much money first. And ladies and gentlemen, that is changing no time soon. Hence why you have to choose your battles, and hence why I'm going with Battlefield 6. Pun intended. Okay? Battlefield 6 to me is looking as though it has an experience that I want to indulge in, and is trying to put the community first. Okay? Again, everything is looks. We have to find out what happens down the road, but right now, they're lying pretty well. So now I'm going to leave the ball in your court. How are you guys feeling? Are you pro Battlefield 6 or are you pro Delta Force? Tell me why down in the comment section below and articulate yourself well. I want to hear your thoughts. Be it good or bad, just put it all out there for your boy. And you know I'm going to read it. If you did not check out my last video, it was a banger. I broke down how Battlefield 6 is making Delta Force look pathetic. And trust me guys, it was a banger of a video and you are not going to want to miss it. Okay? Be sure to click here and I'll be sure to see you there.